Good morning. Please look around you and notice where the exits are. One on my right, far left, and one on the left, and one to the right rear. Emergency personnel are on duty to assist you should the need arise. Please be seated. The candidates for degrees within the view of their families and other guests are here assembled to be recognized for having stayed the course of academic rigor in accordance with the procedures and policies of North Carolina Central University. They are the honorees for this hour. Please join me in applauding them. I now declare our 110th commencement exercise open, and it gives me great pleasure to present to you Chancellor Charlie Nims.
Good morning. Come on, good morning. Wonderful morning, wonderful morning. Before giving you my formal welcome, I have a special request to make of everyone assembled here. This is a festive occasion, and I would ask that we pay respect to all of those graduating, those who've come to witness this magnificent occasion, by being as quiet as we can and not celebrate prematurely. If you will do that, those among us with a hearing impairment or visual impairment or whatever circumstances they may have will be able to enjoy these activities as much as you. I would like to welcome everyone to the Spring 2008 commencement ceremony. My sincere thanks go to the faculty and staff for all of their hard work in making this day a reality for over 900 graduates. Graduation is about inspiration. Every one of these graduates seated before you has a story of struggle and determination that is paid off today. With the awarding of a degree. I'd like to tell you about Keith Edgerton. Mr. Edgerton is an accounting and management and administration major in the School of Business. Edgerton was born legally blind, and yet he's graduating today with a dual-track bachelor's degree. The fact that a blind man can make his way through such a challenging program is impressive. But Edgerton has done more than that. He's graduating at the top of his class, achieving the highest GPA in the School of Business. A perfect 4.0. A perfect 4.0. Now that is inspirational. Emily Wapuda is graduating today with a GPA of 3.8 in chemistry. Emily's name has been associated with published research not once but twice. This includes a 2004 entry in the journal Analytical Chemistry. This is a remarkable achievement for an undergraduate student. Pharmaceutical companies are lining up to hire her in the fall. Now that's impressive. But when I tell you she's decided to forego employment to serve for 27 months with the Peace Corps in Africa, teaching chemistry, now that is inspirational. And yet, Edgerton and Wapuda will be the first to tell you that they didn't make it here today on their own. They were successful in part because of a force and a source greater than themselves. In addition, Edgerton says he couldn't have done it without his wife Sue, who read almost every one of his textbooks and typed his notes. He couldn't have made it without Karen Coleman in the School of Business, of Professor Chiang, Professor Inya, Mafi, and Ward. Emily wouldn't be here today had she not been introduced to science in the 10th grade by an NCCU alumna, Diane Johnson, through a program for urban youth called Project Seed. She wouldn't be here today if it weren't for the support of her parents and sister. And all of you graduates know full well you wouldn't be here if it weren't for the support you received from the people who were important in your life. So I ask you to stand now. Stand up, graduates. Look to your families. Look to your families. And applaud your families. Applaud your families. These people. Thank you. Thank you very much. They are your first source of inspiration. And so it is with profound pleasure and appreciation that I welcome each of you to the spring commencement for the class of 2008.
Good morning. I have the unique task and privilege of providing reflections this morning of your journey here at North Carolina Central University. However, let us not spend a lot of time reflecting, but let's move forward to the next chapter in your pilgrimage to focus ahead on your future. It's okay to remember where you have been, but I find it more exciting to know where I am going. It's okay to realize the mistakes, but overcome them with new challenges and opportunities. And unfortunately, we have seen failure, but we are blessed beyond measure with success, and today is a prime example. Dr. Nelms, in his writing, Start Where You Find Yourself, on lessons taught and lessons learned, shares with us in one of those selections that aspiration, motivation, and preparation are the prerequisites for success in whatever one chooses to do. You have aspired to be an eagle. You have motivated yourself to earn your seat today, and finally you have prepared yourself these past 4 years with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I leave you with a familiar writing entitled Dare to Dream by Julie Ann Ford. It reads, "Let nothing hold you back from exploring your wildest fantasies, your wishes and aspirations. Don't be afraid to dream big and to follow your dreams wherever they may lead you. Open your eyes to their beauty. Open your mind to their magic. Open your heart to their possibilities. Dare to dream, whether they are in color or whether they are in black and white, whether they are big or small, easily attainable or almost impossible. Look to your dreams and make them become reality. Wishes and hopes are nothing until you take the first step towards making them something. Dare to dream, because only by dreaming will you ever discover who you are and what you want and what you can do. Don't be afraid to take risk, to become involved, to make commitment. Do whatever it takes to make your dreams come true. Always believe in miracles and always believe in you." Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to call upon several people who will greet us this morning. Mr. Marshall Pitts, bringing greetings from the UNC Board of Governors. Mr. Attorney Cressy Thigpen from the Board of Trustees. The senior class, Ms. Andrea Hall. From the Graduate Student Association, Dorothy Hines. Will you receive them now?
Good morning. Congratulations to the graduates. Approximately 18 years ago, I walked across the stage as a graduate of North Carolina Central University School of Law. I then moved to D.C. and studied for the bar exam at Georgetown University. And this is what I really want to emphasize to you. At Georgetown University, as we studied for that bar exam, there were law students there from all over the country, Harvard, Yale, NYU, Berkeley, what have you. And these renowned professors from all over the country were, really rigorously drilling us on the law, preparing us for the bar exam. And I had a buddy of mine who also lived in that area, and while we were there studying for the exam, we were able to answer those questions just like that. And I remember all the Ivy Leaguers that were sitting around us. They asked, "Where'd you guys go to law school again?" It was a very proud moment for us. And at that time, when I left NCCU, I had no idea that one day I would get into politics and serve 2 terms as the mayor of Fayetteville. I had no idea that I would one day serve on the board of governors of this university system. But I did know one thing as I left Durham, North Carolina, and headed up I-85 on my way to Washington, D.C. I knew I had taken full advantage of the education and training that North Carolina Central University made available to me, and I felt confident that I was prepared for the opportunities that would come my way. So I say to you, fellow Eagles, if you have taken full advantage of the education and training that this institution has provided to you, you are ready to fly high towards success. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
To the largest graduating class in the history of NCCU, to the parents of these wonderful graduates whose checking accounts, savings accounts, and wallets are 10 pounds lighter as a result of them being here, and to the friends of the parents and graduates who are with us today, I bring you greetings on behalf of the North Carolina Central University Board of Trustees. It is a pleasure to have you with us. To the graduates, I must tell you that these are exciting times. This is the first time in the history of this country that you will have the opportunity to determine not only the gender of the next president of the United States, but also the race of the next president. Whether you are a Democrat or a Republican, I encourage you to exercise your right to vote in the upcoming primary on May 6th and to vote in the general election in the fall. My colleagues on the Board of Trustees and I commend you for reaching this milestone in your career. We sincerely hope that the university has provided you with the tools necessary for you to be successful in the workplace. As you venture forth, I remind you of the continued support your university will need to provide others with the same level of education and opportunities it has provided you. Please don't forget to give back. Best of luck in all of your endeavors, and we look forward to seeing you back on campus soon. Thank you.
Greetings, Chancellor Nels, Provost Jones, platform guests, university administration, faculty and staff, students, family, and friends. I am Andrea Hall, the 2007-2008 Senior Class President, and I would like to welcome everyone once again to the university's 111th commencement exercises. On behalf of the senior class, I will be bringing the greetings on this morning, but I would like to try something a little different this year. Chancellor, if you don't mind. Where's the chancellor? I'm sorry. Chancellor, if you don't mind, I would like to invite you, along with all of our guests, to join me in a game of charades. Are you ready? I will imitate one of our fellow Eagles. See if you can't decide who I am. Great morning, everybody. Oh, I know you can do better than that. Great morning, everybody. I promise not to be before you long. Truly, it is an honor to be before you on this great day here at the most prestigious university on the face of this planet, the North Carolina Central University. Has anybody figured out who I am yet? If you have guessed, your student body president, Tomasi Larry, you are correct. You see, Tomasi has introduced a brand new perspective of our wonderful university. But I found many to laugh and giggle at his empowering introduction, and not just an introduction, but also what I believe to be a pretty accurate description of our soon-to-be alma mater seniors. Almost to suggest that we, the Eagles of North Carolina Central University, are anything less than prestigious, distinguished, illustrious, and noble. All games aside, seniors, we have just closed a very significant chapter of our lives, and it is now in transition. This is the time for you to realize your true potential. We are about to take flight and soar as intellectual, decisive, desirous Eagles with vision. We are now transitioning from students to professionals and from mentees to mentors, but not to worry, because who else has a better idea of transition than the class of 2008, especially here on the campus of North Carolina Central University. Allow us to take a brief moment to reflect. How many people, especially from 04, remember the guys selling the belt clips and the Gucci handbags in between Old Baines and the Union? I don't see them much anymore. Or how about when Ruffin Hall was called New Baines? Or better yet, when New Baines didn't even exist. The same with the Science Complex and the Bright Building. That thing just kind of appeared out of the ground one day. But we will never, ever forget the construction of our new cafeteria, the replacement trailers, and the long walk it took to get there. When NCCU dominated the CIAA and won every championship, and when the March of Sound Machine led us to the Honda Battle of the Bands consecutively for 4 years. Yeah, those were the good old days, and Central has changed a lot. But as Central has changed and grown, we too, seniors, will change, grow, and succeed. But in closing, I would like to proudly reiterate the clever words of Miss Valerie Prince, our university ombudsman here at NCCU, as well as remind every Eagle partaking in this exercise that you are inferior to no other. Let us not be intimidated, for we are Eagles of the most prestigious university on the face of this planet, the North Carolina Central University. We will not be moved, hectored by, inferior to other mascots such as the Aggies, the Rams, the Bisons, the Devils, or the Tar Heels, nor any others, because unlike an eagle, their domain is limited to the ground. And while others may fly and have access to the sky, they cannot compete to an eagle in flight, a soaring eagle. Congratulations, seniors. We made it. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Chancellor Nelms, faculty, staff, students, and graduates. I am pleased to be here this morning on behalf of the North Carolina Central University Graduate School, the Graduate Student Association, and on behalf of the Masters of Public Administration Department. North Carolina Central University has adequately prepared us to enter into the public and private sector as intellectuals in a variety of academic disciplines. This knowledge that you have attained at North Carolina Central University is critical. We ask that you begin to impart this knowledge into your local community, across the nation, and globally. To the undergraduate class, I encourage you to continue to further your education into a variety of academic disciplines, including math, science, the social sciences, and in education. To the graduate student body, I encourage you to stay active in the further establishment of higher educational institutions. It is now up to you to carry out this mission of the university. Again, congratulations, graduates, and celebrate this accomplishment. Thank you.
Although everyone here is special, I want to ask you to join me in recognizing the presence of several groups, most notably members of the platform, elected officials, members of the UNC Board of Governors, NCCU retirees, trustees, clergy, women and men, and especially the retirees, because these are the people who have made the university what it is today. Please join me in welcoming them. Sometimes in this contentious election season, you can lose sight of the fact that public service is a higher calling like teaching, the law, medicine, or the ministry. I believe that most people who seek elected office do so in order to help other people. They're dedicated to the greater good. Our commencement speaker today is one such public servant. Mr. Vernon Jones was the youngest as well as the first African American elected as Chief Executive Officer of DeKalb County, Georgia. But more impressive to me is the fact that what he has done. It's one thing to be elected, but it's another thing to really, literally do some lasting things. Jones has taken major steps to safeguard the environment for generations to come. He set aside almost 3,000 acres of land for parks and green space. He successfully petitioned the United States Congress to designate Georgia's wilderness treasure, Arabia Mountain, a national heritage area, making it only one of 37 sites in the entire country. He launched a curbside recycling program, the first of its kind in DeKalb County, and he initiated a program to create energy from biodegradable trash. This is responsible leadership. Jones's DeKalb County is doing its part to forestall the destructive potential of global warming. This is leadership for the greater good. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to present NCCU alumnus, Mr. Vernon Jordan, who will deliver the commencement address. Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I know it was an oversight. Mr. Chancellor introduced me as Vernon Jordan. And it's Vernon Jones. That only says I haven't arrived yet. When they started to call Vernon Jordan Vernon Jones, we would have arrived. To Chancellor Nims, former Chancellor Dr. Walker and Dr. Chambers, the Board of Trustee members, friends, parents, and more importantly, the graduates of 2008. To the parents, I want to say briefly, speaking of parents, I met, when I was at the hotel, Miss Pendleton. She has a son who's graduated from law school, DeMont Pendleton. DeMont, where are you? Your mother is glad that you're graduating. I want you to know. In a time like this where there's a bad economy, she just received a pay raise today based on you being out of school. Now, I know the criteria for graduation speakers have changed, but I've been told one universal standard holds true. That is to be short, and to be shorter. Thank you very much. Psych. But I will say to you what Elizabeth Taylor said to her ex-husbands. I promise you I won't keep you long. Some of y'all will get that a little later, maybe Next graduation. When my office received a call from NCCU's administration, I hesitated for 2 weeks to return that call. Matter of fact, when I did have it returned, my chief of staff returned it. I was reminded by the last time I received a call from NCCU, I owed some parking tickets. You've been there, right? So y'all knew what my thinking was. I was not about to return that call. But now we all know why I'm here, and I'm honored to be here. As I stand before you today, I'm reminded of some of my fondest years at North Carolina Central University. And unfortunately, I'm also reminded of how old I am now. It was 25 years ago that I became an alumnus, I should say, of this institution. I was about to say 25 years ago I was sitting where you're sitting now, but my sister reminded me this morning that I didn't march with my class. I was a small town boy from Laurel Hill, North Carolina, and my community was so small. You know she's country. You could tell. My town was so small, everybody knew whose check was good and whose husband wasn't. I grew up on a small tobacco farm, and it was hard to work. I could hardly wait to graduate from high school and leave home to get away from all that hard work. When I did graduate from high school, for me it was the Emancipation Proclamation. I was a freed slave. I got up out of that camp. I had no roadmap of what my life would look like today, nor did I know how to get there. But my daddy, a great American, said that if I got an education, my life would change. I was eager, I was hungry, I was scared, and I know many of you can relate to this, I was broke. Even in my excitement and uncertainty about how my life might treat me, I was confident that NCCU would give me the tools that I needed to achieve in subsequent life. And it did, and it'll do it for you as well. The fall of 1979, I hit NCCU's campus as a freshman with the biggest afro ever came out of North Carolina. My pants were polyester blend, and by today's standards, that afro pick I had in my back pocket would have been considered carrying a concealed weapon. I have so many great fond memories of this university. There used to be fake bomb threats about 2 a.m. in the morning. And you know, Eagleson Hall and Baines Hall, of course, at that time, they were all female dormitories. But at 2 a.m. in the morning, when they would have everyone to bail out, there would be more men coming out of that dorm than women. Where was security? I mean, we know that the dorm maids, we knew they were asleep, so we just kind of walked behind them. The cafeteria food. That was the best food in the world if you didn't have a meal ticket. Homecoming, the mock trial, the bonfire, the concerts, wonderful times. Pledging my fraternity here at the Alpha Kappa chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. Now let me tell y'all something, we had some rough times, but the roughest time I had online was when I had to cut my afro. I did not like that. Things were so different back then. Although I thought it was difficult, it was really simple. For instance, 25 years ago, let me kind of tell you where we were 25 years ago. There was no BlackBerry, no cell phone, no call forwarding, no three-way calling, and certainly no call waiting. You got a busy signal. I think about my friend Maceo Haywood. He was a walking telephone director for all the female dormitories on this campus. He knew every number on every floor in Baines and Eagleson Hall. There was no answer machine. There was no voicemail. No beepers. No text messaging. No cordless phone. If you wanted to go outside, you bought your 2 extensions to connect to your phone, and then you could walk outside. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Long distance was real expensive, and today they give away long distance with cell phones. As a matter of fact, you can tell when someone's on the phone talking long distance by the volume of their voice. There was no microwave, no CD player, no DVD or DVD player, no laptop computer. As a matter of fact, my degree was in information systems, and we had dumb terminals, and we used cards to feed into a machine that would read our cards. No emails, no Microsoft Word, no BET or MTV, no iPods, no PlayStations, no internet, no website, no bloggers, and no remote controls for TVs. Except my daddy invented one at home. It was me and my brothers. Boy, turn to that channel. Boy, turn to that channel. No satellite dish, no CNN, no 24-hour television. TV went off at 1 a.m. on the weekends. No global warming. No black man or woman was a viable candidate for the United States presidency. The guest speaker at my high school predicted that gasoline prices would rise, at my high school graduation I should say, predicted that gas prices would rise to a whopping $1 per gallon. And now look at it, almost $4 per gallon. But I can go on, but I won't. But I think about how far we've come, and I think about how far we're going to go in the next 25 years. We can always count on change. Change is inevitable. Your generation's definition of success will change. My grandparents never saw a classroom at all in their entire lives. And they measured success on having food on the table to provide for their children. My parents' measurement of success was getting a few years of education and 2, providing a shelter and food for their kids. And by the way, they went all the way to the 3rd grade. My generation's success was measured by getting a good education and finding a good job. However, the class of 2008's generation success would be measured differently. A good education should be automatic. But your success is not going to be measured by getting a good job and becoming educated, but by becoming entrepreneurs and providing jobs and creating jobs. That's the true start of independency and the beginning of generational wealth. The question you must ask yourself today is, will you be a part of the change that is sure to come, or will you remain complacent? You represent some of the finest, some of the brightest in the nation. Not because you're educated. Many people I've had the pleasure of meeting in my life have not earned a degree in higher learning. Some have never even finished high school. But because you are driven to fulfill your goals, driven to finish what you set out to do despite adversity, driven to set yourself apart. Nelson Mandela said in his 1994 inaugural speech, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. And I say to you, be bright, be different, and be great. As most of you know or have experienced, there is no true preparation for the situation you will face or the people that will disappoint you in life. You will feel you will feel frustration. You will experience defeat. And some days you'll wonder, why am I here? Is it worth it? But I say to you, Eagles, it's worth it. Keep pushing forward. Teddy Roosevelt said, it is not the critic that counts, not the one who points out how the strong man stumbled or how the doer of deeds might have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is in the arena, whose face is marred with sweat and dust and blood. As of today, you have just stepped into that arena. Prepare for battle. Prepare for success. Many of you are receiving various degrees, including master's, specialist, doctorate degrees in various areas. Some business, education, clinical, psychology, and professional counseling. But remember one thing, if you remember nothing else: your academic performance does not define who you are. Your talents and experience will be your greatest weapon in the world. So be great. When I came to NCCU, I was loose. But NCCU freed me. What do I mean? Loose is having no handcuffs or shackles on your arm or your feet. But being free means there are no handcuffs or shackles on your mind. I's free today. You's free today. We's free today. In the words of my good friend Chris Tucker, do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? Finally, to the valedictorian, your academic performance is the best of the best. To the salutatorian, you have demonstrated that you can compete with the best. And to all my C graduates, you too can become commencement speaker. Or some of y'all get that later too. Or to borrow a page from George Bush, you too can become the President of the United States. Because it's not your aptitude, but your attitude that will determine your altitude. Take it from me. If a country boy from the tobacco fields of North Carolina can be elected to the Georgia House of Representatives to set public policy, to the chief executive officer of DeKalb County to manage 8,000 employees, $2.6 billion budget, appoint judges and folks to various boards of medical and transportation, line item veto and set the budget, and now a viable candidate for the United States Senate of Georgia, you too can achieve. These hallowed grounds of NCC, you know the story, will prepare you for the bright days ahead. In the words of another one of my comedian friends, George Wallace, I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones. And I think I redeemed myself a little bit when I picked up those pages that had blown away that you were going to come to next. What I'd like for you to do is to come forward and let us present you with a token of our appreciation. Thank you so very much for your presence, for your comments, and for your words of inspiration and encouragement.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. This feels like a box of traffic tickets.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the world's greatest choir, conducted by the greatest conductor, for their rendition of I Wanna Be Ready. Choir.
We have an additional soloist, David Spencer, tenor.
Thank you, choir. Since its founding in 1910, North Carolina Central University has had 10 chief administrators, each providing exemplary leadership and each leaving a legacy of which we are all beneficiaries. Until today, only 3 have been named Chancellor Emeritus. The distinction reflects achievement at the state, national, or international level, and those who have achieved this stature are listed on the last page of your program. Today, it is my honor to announce the 4th Chancellor Emeritus, Attorney Julius L. Chambers, the first and only alumnus of this university to serve as its Chancellor. Chambers graduated from North Carolina Central University summa cum laude in 1958 with a bachelor's degree in history. Chambers made an indelible impression on NCCU, serving as Chancellor from 1993 to 2001. During his tenure, he established 10 endowed chairs in the Biomedical Biotechnology Research Institute. Chambers also made an indelible impression on the history of this state and nation when he argued Swan versus Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education, the landmark case that upheld busing as a means to desegregate schools. Under his leadership as Director Counsel of the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund, the organization served as a firewall against political assaults on civil rights legislation and affirmative action programs. He continues this work today as director of the UNC School of Law Center for Civil Rights. At the April 21, 2008 meeting of the NCCU Board of Trustees, Julius L. Chambers was designated Chancellor Emeritus. Will Chancellor Emeritus Julius L. Chambers please come to the podium? It is my distinct honor and privilege to present you with this citation for you to place in a prominent place in your office or in your home, but most importantly, to always know that you're held dearly in the hearts of graduates of this great institution, founded by Dr. James E. Shepard nearly 100 years ago. And as a token of our appreciation, we have a special eagle we'd like to present to you.
To the graduates and their parents and friends of North Carolina Central University, it's an honor to receive the recognition that I've just received, but it's more an honor to sit where you are sitting and become a graduate of North Carolina Central University. I did that almost 50 years ago. And I know many of you will be back within 50 years to tell people about how much you've appreciated what you've learned. You have a great tradition. You will make major contributions to this country and to the world. I really wish you God's blessings. Have a great commencement.
We've had a tradition of honoring parents who sacrificed and worked hard to put 3 or more children through baccalaureate programs at North Carolina Central University. This year, we have been apprised of 2 families, and I must apologize since we didn't know about others, but at the reception yesterday, I met another family. This award of appreciation is presented to Doris Taylor Battle and Reverend Milton O. Battle for their support of 4 NCCU graduates, Star Battle in 2001, Charity and Renisha in 2006, and now Lisa battle in 2008. The second award of appreciation is presented to Alicia and Alfred Harvey for their support of 3 NCCU graduates: Yasmin Harvey in 1999, Jahan in 2006, and today Kia Harvey in 2008. Just wait. Let's Congratulations. Now I would like to recognize a few of the remarkable teachers North Carolina Central University is rightfully proud to call its own. I would ask that those selected to receive the North Carolina Central University Award for Teaching Excellence move to the platform to receive your honor. Their contributions are detailed on pages 8 through 10 of your program. But first, the Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching will be presented to Associate Professor Karen Dawkins-Brock in the Department of Theater during the May 9th board meeting of the governors. I would ask Ms. Deacons, here you are, Brock. She's standing here. Give her a round of applause. She will be honored on May 9th at the Board of Governors meeting of the UNC system. Would Kendra L. Harris, Dr. Kendra L. Harris, Dr. Harris is Assistant Professor of Marketing in the School of Business. Dr. Harris teaches courses in marketing and business ethics. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dr. Wendy Roundtree is an assistant professor in the School of Education where Dr. Wendy Roundtree is an assistant professor in the Department of English and Mass Communication, where you teach courses in literature and African American studies. Literature, African American literature and composition. I'll get that straight. The final award is presented to Dr. James Osler, an assistant professor in the School of Education where he teaches courses in the Department of Educational Leadership, Research, and Technology. Congratulations to you. Appreciate it. All students who are graduating with honors will now be recognized. Dr. Beverly Washington Jones, Provost.
With students graduating with honors, please stand. All students graduating with honors, please stand. North Carolina Central University is proud to congratulate all of its graduates and to offer gratitude to all who have made this day a momentous occasion for them. We pause now to especially recognize those students who have excelled academically, placing them in a special classification of honor students. To you, honor students, we say thanks for your high academic achievement. We celebrate that achievement as yet another means to inspire those who follow you in fulfilling the essential purpose of higher education. From its beginning as the National Religious Training School and Chautauqua, this institution has grown tremendously, but is held to its primary mission of academic excellence and education for service. It is your good fortune to be here today as beneficiaries of a legacy of vision, sacrifice, and achievement. Again, congratulations on your academic performance. Please be seated.
We will now hear from our band under the direction of Mr. Jerome Reed, conductor and arranger of I Remember. Graduate and professional degrees will now be conferred. Dr. Beverly Washington Jones, please come forward.
Chancellor Nams, it is my privilege and pleasure to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing curricula offered by several graduate and professional schools of North Carolina Central University and have been certified by the registrar, recommended by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to be awarded the appropriate graduate degrees. With the summa cum laude candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts, Masters of Public Administration, Master of Education, Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of School Administration, Master of Information Sciences, Master of Library Science, and Juris Doctorate, please stand and remain standing. Will the magna cum laude candidates in those same degree programs stand and remain standing? Will the cum laude candidates in those same degree programs stand and remain standing? Would all other candidates for the same degree programs please stand and remain standing? Chancellor Nams, it is with pleasure that I present to you these candidates who have successfully completed all the requirements of graduation in their respective academic programs. They have been certified by the registrar, approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, and are now commended to you for conferral of the degrees of Master of Arts, Masters of Public Administration, Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, Master in Teaching, Master of Education, Master of School Administration, Master of Information Science, Master of Library Science, and Juris Doctorate.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Carolina Central University Board of Trustees and the University of North Carolina Board of Governors, I do hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have qualified with all honors, privileges, responsibilities, and privileges appertaining thereto. You may be seated.
You may be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Percy Murray, Dean of our Graduate Studies. Dr. Murray.
Dr. B. Joy Sahu, Dean of the School of Business. Dr. Cecilia Stepp-Jones, Dean of the School of Education. Dr. Irene Owens, Dean of the School of Library and Information Sciences, Attorney Raymond Pierce, Dean of the School of Law, and I, Percy Murray, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, will announce the candidates for graduate and professional degrees in their respective college or school. Will the candidates for the Master of Art, Master of Public Administration, Master of Science in Family and Consumer Sciences, and Master of Science in the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences please move to the platform?
Keith Johnson. Card. Dorothy Haynes. Michael Leach. Maddie Gaddy. Mary Terrell Robinson. Alicia Graves. Brian Clemens. Terrence Scarborough. Continua Farrington. Okay. Tara Blue. Malisha Tedder. Kendra Batten. Nina Smith. Catherine Mills. Jennifer Holly. Thomas Barr. Kenya Harrison Red. Keisha Boyd. Sandra Johnson. Tanya Hall. Nosibia McManus. Gregory Bellamy. Alana Smith. Vanessa Smart. Nellie Woods. Hawa Teray. Deanna McRae. Olajile Matasino. Tracy Moore. Deidris Jackson. Nicole Fisher. Chrysola Ham. Stephanie DeBerry. Lakia Washington. Jennifer Thomas. Casey Collins. Brandon Kimball. Christina Robinson. Tia Hines.
Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in the College of Liberal Arts please move to the platform?
Sequoia D. Mungo. Matthew T. Sherman.
Congratulations. Would the candidates for the Master of Public Administration please move to the platform? Would the candidates for the Master of Science in the College of Science and Technology please move to the platform?
Joseph Baker. Christopher L. Walker. Melody N. Gibson. Juanita E. Lewis. Brandy N. Keene. Tiffany S. McCoy.
Congratulations, and please be seated.
Will the candidates for the Master of Business Administration please move to the platform?
Ty Dexter. Michelle Johnson. Nicholas Cradle. Laditra McCain. Kimberly Mangum. Clynette Ely. Sophia McKinnon. Tova McDonald. Orlin Hall. Noriko Rouse Wade. Jamal Alexander. Josiah Babu. Christopher Rhodes. Maurice Johnson.
Congratulations, graduates. Please be seated.
Good morning. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Education, and Master of School Administration in the School of Education please move to the platform? Dr. Diane Scott will call the names.
Jonathan Ricks. Krista Burrell. Tahira Blunt. Teresa Liverman Banks. Katrina Cummings. Drusilla Dunn. Zola Rowland Daniels. Heather Brooks. Mary A. Smith. Reginald Bullock. Christina Harris. Angela Hobson. Shaquille Whitehead. Selma Smith. Maisha Briscoe. George Williams. Yolanda Riley. Marilyn Bunn. Michael Glenn. Ashley Faison. Atonia Moore. Shantae Whitfield. Amy Cohen. Robin Faison. Kylie Brown. Denisha Harris. William Wiest. Tyona Beatty. Maria Talent. Kelly Harrison. Helen Matthews. Ingrid Jones, Kelly Kaiser, Jennifer Hurdle, Paula Chandler, Cheryl Dietz, Lori Dunman, Ora Kennedy, Audra Gause, Michelle Thompson, T. Renee Cooper, Geraldine Taylor, Sean Giffen-Dean, Tammy Branch, Nicoya Ikanem, Latoya Valentine, Heather Witherspoon, Stacy Alston, Amelia Ahart, Cindy Dunn, Claudette Scales, Cassandra Evans, Tracy Lockhart, Jerome Leathers, Cheryl Munn, Corey Walker,
Congratulations. Please be seated.
Will the candidates for the Master of Information Science and Master of Library Science please move to the podium? The candidates will hood themselves. Dr. Robert Bergen, Associate Dean, will call the names of candidates in the School of Information and Library Sciences.
Joanna K. Williams, Amy O. Leonard, Eric T. Morris, Ellen G. Makarovich, Lucia Asen Andion, Judith A. Squires, Ty A. Dexter, Ling Chu Yu, Derek Brinson, Denise Dunn, Olabumi Oladeru, Kevin Williams, Maurice Johnson, Kimberly Mangum, Deidre Hines, Elizabeth Kreutzberg, Tamika Davis,